Hello everyone. In this video we will be discussing about the formula unit mass. Now in the previous video we have already seen the relative molecular mass, which is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms in a molecule of that substance, and we have expressed it in terms of U. We have also found out the relative molecular masses of a few compounds. Now the process of finding the relative molecular mass and the formula unit mass is exactly the same. We do exactly the same thing to find out these two things, but there is a small difference in the usage of these two terms. Now the term relative molecular mass is quite generic. It is used for all the compounds, but the term formula unit mass is used only for a small class of compounds which we call as ionic compounds. Now the name ionic compounds suggests that these compounds must have ions, that is positive and negative ions. Now coming back to this category, I'll give you an example of a commonly available compound, that is carbon dioxide, which has carbon dioxide molecules. Now here we can clearly see that these carbon dioxide molecules are randomly arranged. They do not have a particular pattern of arrangement, and each molecule has its independent existence. That is, the existence of this molecule is not related to this molecule. Or in other words, we can say that these molecules are independently existing. Now coming on to this category, let me give you a common example of an ionic compound, which is common salt or sodium chloride. Now in a sodium chloride grain, these ions of sodium and chloride are arranged like this. They are packed into a small volume and also have a particular pattern of their arrangements. And here we can clearly see that these ions are not independently existing as these carbon dioxide molecules did. So as I said, this sodium chloride compound has sodium and chloride ions, and it has a repeated pattern wherein this set of two ions, that is sodium and chloride ions, is repeated throughout the volume. Now this set of two ions, which is repeated here, is said to be a formula unit of sodium chloride, and the mass of this formula unit is termed as the formula unit mass of sodium chloride. And thus we can define the formula unit mass as the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms in a formula unit of an ionic compound. Now let me give you some examples of ionic compounds. Now here are some examples: calcium chloride, zinc sulfide, magnesium hydroxide, calcium carbonate, sodium sulfate and sodium oxide. All these compounds are ionic compounds, and we find out the formula unit mass of these compounds and not the relative molecular mass. Now let us go ahead and find out the formula unit mass of sodium chloride. We'll use the same procedure, only the name is different. That is, the formula unit mass of sodium chloride is the sum of the relative atomic masses of sodium atom and a chlorine atom. We all know that the relative atomic mass of sodium atom is 23U and the relative atomic mass of a chlorine atom is 35.5U, which add up to give a mass of 58.5U, which is the formula unit mass of sodium chloride. Now let's do the same thing for some other compounds and find that. Now the formula unit mass of a compound, that is zinc oxide, is given as this. We just need to sum up the relative atomic masses of zinc and oxygen atoms, that is 65U and 16U respectively, and these two numbers add up to give a mass of 81U, which we call the formula unit mass of zinc oxide. Now let's take another ionic compound, that is sodium oxide. Here we can clearly see from the formula that it has two sodium atoms or sodium ions we can say, and one oxygen ion. And when we go for finding the formula unit mass of this, we just need to add up the relative atomic masses of two sodium atoms, that is 23U plus 23U, and the 16U here is the relative atomic mass of one oxygen atom. And these all numbers add up to give a mass of 62U, which is the formula unit mass of sodium oxide. Now here I have one more ionic compound, which is potassium carbonate, and here we can see from the formula that it has potassium ions and carbonate ion, which is a polyatomic ion. Now let's see the number of atoms here, that is 2 potassium atoms, 1 carbon atom and 3 oxygen atoms. We just need to sum up their masses and hence we will find the formula unit mass of this potassium carbonate. So we know that the potassium atom has a relative atomic mass of 39U. So since there are 2 potassium atoms, we take 39U plus 39U. And since there is 1 carbon atom, we put only 112U to sum up with this. Since there are 3 oxygen atoms, each with relative atomic mass of 16U, we add 3 16U's here, and all these numbers add up to give a mass of 138U. So this whole molecule of potassium carbonate has a formula unit mass of 138U. Now let's find out the formula unit mass of magnesium hydroxide. And as it is clearly seen that it has 1 magnesium atom and 1 oxygen atom and hydrogen atom. Now just sum these atomic masses of all these 3 atoms, that is 24U for magnesium, 16U for oxygen and 1U for hydrogen. And when we add all of these, we arrive at 41U, which we can call as the formula unit mass of magnesium hydroxide. Now this is how we find the formula unit mass of all the ionic compounds. It is exactly the same as the procedure to find the relative molecular mass, but only there is a difference in the usage of the terms. So in this video we have learned that the formula unit mass of a substance is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms in a formula unit of an ionic compound, and this also we express as U. I hope this video is helpful to you and you like this video. Thank you.
TutorialsPoint.com. Simply easy learning.